Have you guys seen a bloodbath today? Crypto? It's so fun.
Oh, crypto? Is there a bloodbath in crypto?
Yes, Theo.
Oh, damn. Well, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I'm out. I'm out of the market, so I'm not following it really.
Yeah. Then there's also this slurf thing. It's ridiculous.
So did it crash? It pumped, right? We talked about it pumping. Bitcoin went up, all that stuff. So did it crash back down? How bad is it?
It's readjusting. It's adjusting right now. Put it that way.
Rough. Interesting. I'm sure people will want our opinions on that and like what's going on. If I was gonna have to give it for Lian, I mean, I was expecting some type of pump with the ETF, but there's also a lot of people for the last 2 years who have been waiting for an exit. So this all kind of makes sense.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
There's also and today in crypto news, there's this slurf token meme coin on Solana that the dev by accident burned some or all of the Solana that was sent to him for the pre-sale.
It's
So
interesting.
50,000 sold.
Wow, it burned it. Just threw it away.
Yeah, by accident apparently.
Oh, by accident. Okay.
Yeah.
Rough stuff. Okay. I was about to say, imagine someone doing that on purpose. That it's like the most dumbest, but kind of like the most inspiring thing you would hear about. But on accident, that makes sense. Hilarious. Actually, kind of funny.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that paid him, that had sold to him to get in on the pre-sale, and so none of them got their tokens.
Oh, whoa! Now, hold on. Just because you burned all the Solana doesn't mean you can't stop giving out the tokens. Oh, he fucked up. He's going to jail. That sucks. Alex, welcome.
Hey, just getting settled in here. Yeah, I don't think I was in one of the Twitter spaces with the Slurf dev earlier today. I don't think he's going to jail. He legit screwed up, but he revoked basically all his he burnt the LP tokens and then revoked his permissions to the contract and whatnot. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
I mean, that thing shot up in its market cap over 50% while we were on a call about it, about other stuff from work. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, that was nuts. That was insane to just kind of watch.
Yeah, I put out a tweet yesterday, and I stand by what I said. Sammy saw it, and which is basically what I'm standing by.
Before we go into that, let's but the stuff on terms of the meme coins and whatnot, it's the how do I put this? Slurf, it highlights the need for us in the industry to do things by using smart contracts to how do I say, to get rid of these elements of distrust in the market. Smart contracts and all these platforms are supposed to be trustless in the sense of you don't have to trust the person going into it, as people needed to trust the Slurf dev. You can trust the smart contract because it is enforcing trust in that contract. And I was actually, when I was in that space, I really wanted to ask a question. Is why didn't you just use a full smart contract to do this? And reality is, it's because it takes more work. It's much easier for people to just send you tokens directly to your wallet and you do it manually. But we have all this tech to do this better. It's something that we need to hold ourselves high, to essentially, it's like Hebrew. Sam, what was it? the the hot dogs. We hold ourselves to a higher standard. Hebrew National hot dogs.
Oh wow, yeah, those are old.
That's very interesting. So let's get this thing started, right? We're 3 minutes in now. So welcome everybody to Maven Monday, where we get together and we kind of just hang out and talk about crypto, RWAs, DAOs, and what we have going on the Maven platform. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to break down when it comes to Maven. But yeah, just in the start, we're talking about the current state of crypto and what's going on and what the market is looking like. And yeah, we'll continue to vibe, hang out, and get some invites, getting some people in here. So tell us, Alex, how is the state of the Mavryk blockchain looking today?
Well, it's good. It's good. I didn't expect us to jump into things so quickly, so I didn't even get a chance to like retweet stuff and send invites out there. I kind of hopped in 1 minute on, and we were already like going about Slurf. I think it's something that I think we all just wanted to get off our chests. But considering, I think it's just Ian here right now. Let's give us a minute to send out some invites and start, getting the word out that we're in this chat.
Oh, why do you think I asked you that question? I'm doing that right now.
Yeah, so am I. Give me a minute.
So yeah, the current state, I'll just kind of try to talk into it. Mavryk's looking great right now. Just to kind of just touch on it, right? Because we have people listening to the recordings. Mavryk's looking really great right now. Blockchain testnet, a lot of people asking about testnet coming soon, everybody. Just keep an eye on the Twitter and what's going on. We will announce every step of the way. We won't just shadow launch products for nobody to see, right? That's not the point of what we're doing here. So we will let everybody know exactly when things are going on, and we have a lot of questions about the validators. Once again, you will be notified. You will absolutely be notified. Other than that, the community is still growing. We're still doing amazing. There's a meme competition going on right now for Mavryk that we will talk about later in the space, and it's going great. And I just cannot wait to get launched and to get Maven launched on our own testnet and get going. I'm really excited. Time's ticking. I know it seems like you go week by week and you're like, when's this happening? But it's coming sooner than you expect, right? And then one day we're gonna be like, it's launched, and you'll be like, oh no, where do I start? All this stuff. Well, hopefully, if you've been following us this whole time, you'll be ready. You'll be ready for that launch, and you'll just be sitting there waiting at the gate to try to run in and get in on the fun. So yeah. With that being said, go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, I was gonna say with everything kind of going on with the meme coin run on Solana, I have to say it's made me want to look back and evaluate and take a look at all of our like go to market strategy plans and whatnot in terms of like, there was a token that was called Puff the Dragon, and they had a whole story with like METH. So they did an entire story. I mean, entire story. It was a small story around, about a meth lab, essentially, like cooking up meth and these dragons. And then you had to like stake METH or something, and then you got an NFT, which then gave you credits to the meme coin. I mean, I have to say, as much as like the meme coin craze is nuts, really, right? I mean, this is internet culture at its finest. Well, finest is subjective there, but it's as long as it is like internet culture, it's intriguing to see what people come up with.
Yeah, I totally agree. So what do you think spurred on the meme coin movement that we're seeing right now? I guess it would be easy to say it's the market, but why? Like, why is there such a play for meme coins right now, and not just like regular tokens or DAOs or anything else that's established?
Well, I mean, specifically meme coins on Solana. The reason is I think, a lot of it is Solana's price has skyrocketed up, and every time that people make money, they want to They want to reinvest that money to make more money. And so a meme coin is kind of like one of the easiest places where you can actually put money quickly. It's not that you can put money quickly there, but it's the easiest thing to spool up with in order to give people a place to put money. So it's fun. It's this internet culture. Everyone thinks people are going to ape in and degen. They're going to go to the moon. I mean, there's a hype to it, like people buying Pokemon cards and Beanie Babies. And so, but it really, if you think about it, it boils down to it is if you have a rich economy, you're going to have people with disposable capital that they want to put somewhere. And that disposable capital tends to a lot of times go into meme coins and NFTs. It's one of the reasons you had this massive spike up in Ethereum NFTs is because people made a lot of money in Ethereum. Ethereum went up in value, and subsequently they made money, and then they put it into NFTs. So it's the same thing's happening with Solana right now. The easiest place to put money after Solana goes up is meme coins. So that's one of those things that's happening. If you have a poor ecosystem or a poor economy, you're not going to see meme coins sprout up. Or if you see meme coins sprout up, you're still not going to have the same type of run as a more richer economy will be.
Sorry, I was just sending out those invites, and I guess that makes sense. It's where the biggest movement is, but also like that's the most dangerous game to play, right? The most risky game to play. So who's telling these people to play the risky game and not the long game, right? Like, so where's this mentality? Where's this vibe coming from? Because it seems to be rather large.
It's not. No one's telling people to play this game. It's people like looking. Everybody's always looking for opportunity, and so we see this in the stock market, stocks, and regulated products, etc. And then you see this with how do I put this? You see this with people trading shoes. You see this with people trading anything they can get their hands on that is now tradable. People are looking to invest in things that make them money. So when you're young and you having a stock brokerage account and you have to get involved with all these different difficult things, all this regulation and bureaucracy, they don't like it. No one likes it. It's not fun. But all of a sudden you get these meme coins and you're like, oh, that's easy. That's fun. I want to get into this. So that's one of the big driving factors here. No one's telling people to buy. I mean, I'm sure there are KOLs and influencers and people trying to say, I found the next thing, follow me, right? Fine. There's always someone telling you to buy these things. But there's no it's just kind of part of the internet culture of aping into something and degens. It's just it's the craze for Beanie Babies reimagined in the digital sphere.
Well, that's what we said about the last run, and I bought it in the last run, and this run I'm not so sure. And maybe it's because I'm wiser now or I have some experience. It goes back to what I was saying earlier, and I'm curious, Sam. I want your thoughts on this as well. There's a lot of people that have been here riding this 2-year bear market that are looking to grab what they can and run. And I'm a little afraid that the meme movement that we're seeing right now is a result of that. Just like scams are prevalent. Like, where are these meme coins going? What are they doing? I guess that's the point of a meme coin, right? Is that they don't need promises.
Part of it is what, as Alex has said. My separate opinion, I also believe that part of it is just gambling and wanting to get rich quick, fast. Bear market definitely had an effect on a lot of people. People are more distrusting of whether or not we're actually in a proper bull market and it's going to go up and just up. And the slightest dip causes them to freak out. Their longer term plays are harder for people to commit to. So why not degen meme coin play that you are in and out of inside the day?
That's true too, and there's familiar. Can I say this word? Familiar. I can't say it. I'm gonna just drop it right then and there. Yes, it's contagious. There we go. We've all lost that word now. It's familiar, right? It's familiar. It's you recognize a meme. You can recognize it, and it might be something you know. You might not know what the hell a BTC or an ETH is, but you do might know what a Pepe is, or at this point you probably do know what Shiba or Doge is, because memes are like that. They're contagious in the same way that our silliness is. So I guess I respect that. I respect that. I'm just curious. Do you guys think we'll see off the back of the? I guess the meme thing would be the first to blow up. Do you think we'll see like DAOs and other tokens with?
I feel like there's going to be a big move from meme coins once people get the liquidity out of it that they want from that into other alts. Coins of other L1s, L2s, DEXs, DAOs, that kind of stuff. Once they kind of feel like we're actually back, baby. No, that'll be the move, I feel.
Yeah, I think most meme coins will eventually blow up, and the meme coin game is how long can I hold the potato before someone like pulls it out from under me? And you get some that survive. They really actually, because look, when you get like, you can't have 10,000 culturally significant things that are that big, right? I mean, it's you look at Dogecoin, and Doge is one of the first, but then look at how many failures there also were. So everyone's also just kind of hoping that this, this $1,000 they put into a meme coin is going to be the one. And it makes sense. There are plenty of things in the market. There's a store in Los Angeles called Oz, and they sell just tchotchkes, and it's just the flavor of the month, right? Now one day it's bobbleheads, the next day it's Beanie Babies, the next day it's Pokemon cards. So meme coins aren't new to human society. It's just a new medium for how people buy into these things. And now your bobblehead that you bought for $10 is tradable and worth more money. So after this kind of this how do I put this? There will be like collapses of meme coins, and all the people that took that money that they made there will then end up rolling that money into other things where they want to keep a better store of value. As Sam said, they don't want to play the long game, but now they've made up all this money. What are they going to go do with it? They want to go put it in something that they know won't be able to have as much risk of collapsing on them like a meme coin. So it's more a matter of that money will flow into DAO tokens, and I think they're going to learn their lesson and actually do full DAOs. Then it's going to roll into DEX tokens and all these other like DeFi platforms as well as people look to diversify their holdings. So if the market sustains, which I think we all think it's just going to continue moving up from here, with its ups and downs, we're going to see this spillover effect. Like the fastest, easiest money is going into meme coins, and then just watch it as it, I would say, spreads across a wider ecosystem.
And that's what I was getting at. And I would be very interested to see that. I'd be more excited for that than the current state of what we're seeing right now. So I wonder when that's going to happen. And that'll be interesting to see happen, because I want to see some real infrastructure get built in this damn space. We kind of ended up in this weird limbo spot, right? Where people are still building, and there's people are still releasing stuff, but it's not really being talked about because all we want to talk about right now is memes. So yeah, hopefully that shifts. I really hope that shifts, because there's a lot of cool new technology coming our way, and that includes Maven and Mavryk, right? Like two things that I would not call meme coins or have anything to do with memes, but maybe we'll have some meme coins on Maven somewhere.
Oh, it's funny, Blind Ripper, Blind Ripper, right, Theo? On
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yep.
So Blind Ripper was like, oh, in order for the market to continue moving up, we need to have more innovation. And I tweeted back at him. I was like, it's not that we have plenty of innovation in the space. It's not innovation, the lack of new innovation that's holding us back. It's the lack of actually doing something with this technology. Like we have 13, 14 years of I think it's like 13 plus years of blockchain now. And what smart contracts came out in 2015. So you're looking at 9 years of smart contracts. And the actual practical value that this has brought for mainstream users has been so low. So it's it's quite interesting. I wish he'd join us for a space. We should probably like DM him and do like a space featuring Blind Ripper. because he's really all over the place in terms of like some great opinions and then just interesting strategy about them. But yeah, it's about time that we actually did something with the tech, and that's what we've done with Maven. Is we built a full DAO. So once we actually launch the product, it's a bank that we don't control. The community controls. It's not oh, we launched a new version of contracts, guys. Please migrate your liquidity. It's fully on chain. Everything from the oracles to the lending to the business logic, etc. So I think the future of DAOs will be very strong, but the market needs to mature to accept, like actually go for quality products, and like a full DAO is very different than a meme coin that took one day to launch.
Sorry, Twitter wouldn't let me unmute. And that leads me to what I really want to talk about today, right? And that is the DAO on Maven, and Maven being a DAO, Maven Finance DAO, right? So let's talk about it a little bit and try to clear the air for all the listeners down below, right? Because so Maven Finance just looks like your everyday DeFi platform, but as they see in the title, they see that DAO there. So tell us about it. What does being a DAO mean for Maven?
So for anybody who doesn't know, a DAO stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. And essentially, it's using the technology of smart contracts to create an organization that operates completely on chain. So it's decentralized, not a single person or company or entity controls this platform, this application. Autonomous because it can make decisions on its own. From the community and an organization, because obviously this community is organizing to control this product. So DAOs essentially, they, for the most part, there's a lot of DAOs out there that the token is supposed to represent governance and the decisions they make. And typically you get these DAOs that, you raise money and it's supposed to buy one thing and everybody in the DAO owns something. So it might not be a DAO for governance, but it might be a DAO for ownership. And then it opens up this whole Pandora's box of, is that a security? But that aside, what we built with Maverick, with Maven, the DAO that we built for Maven is essentially a bank, just like what you think of any other normal bank where you'd like to make deposits or withdraw, etc., where you can deposit money into the bank or borrow from the bank, but the people that actually own and operate the bank are the token holders. It operates entirely online, entirely via smart contracts. The business decisions, all the money the bank makes actually doesn't go to us as a dev team. It goes to a treasury that is on chain as part of a smart contract, and the DAO itself decides how to deploy those funds. And the DAO deploying those funds means the community gets to decide how the bank's funds gets deployed. Does it continue to pay us as a dev team to provide updates for the DAO? Does it pay another dev team to take over? Does it pay marketing company A in the US, marketing company B in Asia, marketing company C in Europe, or one marketing company to take care of it all? It also means with what we've built with Maven is a fully decentralized and upgradable smart contract system. So the DAO can actually swap smart contracts in its platform via on-chain governance. So there's an entire mechanism for what we call satellites, these nodes that operate the DAO, to vote on and like basically swap out contracts on the fly. Of course, all on chain, all decentralized, all transparent. We built the front end for it as well. So what that means essentially is that any dev team, any dev can come and propose an upgrade to the DAO and get paid by the DAO for contributing his work. So it's really a full-fledged decentralized banking system that the community owns.
That is amazing. So I know you guys heard it, but it might be hard to like really take in because it's hard for me to even take in, and I'm literally a part of the team, right? Is that the you down below, say Maxim, Liam, Angel, Alpha, MK, you guys run the platform. Like the people that are part of the DAO are the bosses of the platform. not us. And like he said it in there, which was risky, very risky of him to do, that the DAO can vote out a whole new team to take over the platform. And that is just the way it is. It's their decision. It's how the DAO works. And we would respect that. So that is an opportunity that I've been looking for in the crypto space for a long, long time. And I have never found it, never quite found it. So it is amazing. And it, I guess, kind of brings us back to the initial what is a DAO, Alex? And the current state of DAOs and what they look like currently without Maven, right? Like with before Maven, going back a step, the current state of DAOs. I wasn't satisfied for a long time. I never really found a DAO that satisfied all of my needs. So, what do you guys think about that, Sam or Alex? Are the current state of DAOs good? I know there was a huge argument a couple years ago that all DAOs were trash. So, what are you guys' thoughts on this currently in 2024? The current state of DAOs.
Oh, I mean, I'm not surprised that like this idea that DAOs were failures is because they didn't actually build DAOs. They didn't like nobody went through doing the actual hard part of building a DAO back in the day. They launched a token, they gave it some connected rights to this organization online with a front end, and then they didn't actually give it any real control or governance rights. So it's not. They called it was everything. It was a DAO only in name. It wasn't a DAO in function, and so they didn't. And we see that across the board, right? I mean, if you look at the Arbitrum's decentralized treasury, they've had 2 votes now where the community voted one way and the foundation was just like, nope, we're not gonna we're not enabling that. Like they wanted to fund something, I think it was like last year, and the community voted one way and then the foundation was just like, well, sorry, we already liquidated the funds and sent them somewhere else. And then recently the DAO wanted to vote on funding the Tornado Cash, the lawyers for the Tornado Cash devs, and the Arbitrum Foundation just pulled the entire thing down from the front end and just got rid of the vote. So, it's these, if you don't enforce these things with smart contracts, kind of like what happened with Slurf, it's not a DAO. It's a bullshit DAO. And you also see that with like the Tezos ecosystem DAO as well. So there's 5 multi-sig signers on that one, but 4 out of 5 work directly for the foundation, and one of them is funded directly from the foundation. So we're getting these things where people say that they are a DAO or a token does give you control, and then in actuality it doesn't give you control. So that's one of the reasons why the blockchain industry needs maturity. There's one of the reasons why the DAOs need to hold themselves to a higher standard, and why people think DAOs didn't work, because most DAOs haven't really been built. So what we built with Maven is all of that is actually on chain and accountable. We did the hard part of building the DAO, and it's why we didn't release a token just for having a token's sake. We're going to release it when we're launching the entire platform, as we essentially migrate to a new home now. But the entire platform is built, and you could try it out on testnet. So we actually went out and did the hard part rather than just being like when token, release token, spike, dump.
Yeah, totally. And that's exactly how I felt, right? That's what I was um kind of getting at, but you said it in better words, is that they never felt like real DAOs. And when it comes to smart contracts, this is a personal thing, so I don't say it very often, but I don't use blockchains unless they're smart contract blockchains. I can't remember the last time I used a non-smart contract blockchain, but that's a personal preference. I never really looked into whether that was like the right choice or not. But it sounds like I made. It sounds like I might have made the right choice. So I'm glad about that.
What was the last time you used like Bitcoin or Caspa or some form of God, I'm blanking on the term right now.
Right, you can't even think of any.
DAGs. Have you ever used a DAG? Because they don't really have smart contracts either.
No. And I can't remember the last time I used any of those platforms. Although I will admit, Ordinals got me a little more curious about Bitcoin lately.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't really use a blockchain that doesn't have smart contracts on an active basis, right? because the only, what you're using that blockchain for then is a store of value, or every now and then you might pay something for with it. But most people don't use Bitcoin for payments. So Bitcoin really is, you buy it, you hold it, and you store it. It's like you buy gold as an investment, but you don't carry it around in your pocket to go like, access an online application or pay for your coffee at Starbucks. So I'd say like the daily active usage of Bitcoin, in terms of outside of buying it and storing it, is a lot lower than your daily active usage of, let's say, a smart contract like blockchain, because you have what to do with it, you have what to interact with.
Yeah, and that's it, right? It seems like there's just more to do and more to, I guess that's just it, more to do on a smart contract blockchain. And I don't know if it has to do with coding. Like, I'm not a dev guy, right? So I come at it as a very, if anything, I entered this whole thing as an artist, not even really a community manager. Fell on that whole thing, right? So it's definitely confusing to me as well. I'm sure it's confusing to you guys down below, but that's why I'm here, to try to make sense of it all.
Well, actually, it'd be really interesting to see, like, for however many, like, to take kind of like a ratio of the amount of Bitcoin transactions and relative to the amount, or the amount of wallets that are out there relative to the amount of transactions per wallet that's in existence. And so you can kind of see like how active is actually each wallet, on average, and then compare that to smart contract blockchains. Although on smart contract blockchains, you'll probably see a lot of like bots gaming systems for airdrops. So that might actually skew the, maybe you'd want to look at a median rather than an average there. But it's that's actually an interesting figure to figure out in terms of like, you know, actual usage rather than just transferring.
That is a good point. And my train of thought, you're gonna have to forgive me. You mentioned bots when it got me to think of. You said bots, airdrops, which made me think of giveaways, which made me think of, hey, we have a giveaway going on right now. So let's talk about that real quick, because we have a couple people down below who are active in our Discord, always keeping up with the community and stuff. So we have a giveaway going on right now. You make a meme, Maverick inspired PG-13, post it on Twitter, hashtag #BMaverick, hashtag Maverick memes, and that's it. That's all you have to do to enter. And we're choosing 3 winners. First place gets $60, second place gets $30, third place gets $10. So it's a very easy competition to enter. You get some free money, and I'm just gonna say it right now, guys. And Maxim, we have 3 entries. So as is, they're just gonna automatically win. We're gonna actually probably extend it, right? We want people to get involved and be aware that we're doing stuff like this, really, and that's the big thing. Just letting everybody know that we're here. We're still doing stuff. So let everybody know. Let everybody know this giveaway right now. We're going to extend it. We're going to keep it going for now. So just make your memes, enter them in, and we'll post more details probably immediately after this space, when we nail down a new date. But for right now, just know that it's still going, and we definitely want to see all you guys' memes, and they're amazing. We have so many really cool memes already in the Discord. Like, dude, I love going through that.
Oh yeah, we actually got more memes in before the meme competition started. Then we started the competition and nothing. We didn't get memes, but it actually fell at a really bad time because it was right when Bitcoin started to retrace off of making like all new highs at 73,000, and so it was the entire focus of the market just completely shifted. So yeah, we're just going to extend the deadline and get some more people and get some more, active engagement around the meme thing. But it's something we want to do to build the community. Is get that out there. And we're not launching meme coins based on these memes. These are actually just memes about Mavryk. So yeah, that'll be extended. And also, by the way,
oh, go ahead. I'll put my piece in after.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just as like these Maven spaces are gonna be a lot more chill, in terms of like the community engagement and like the what topics we're gonna be covering. So if there's anybody that actually just wants to come up and hang out with us, talk about Maven, talk about the memes on Solana, feel free to just request and come up.
You can definitely tell there's a, I didn't think about it, but now that we're 30 minutes into the space, you can definitely tell that there is something going on with the crypto market compared to like our last Monday space and then this one, like last Monday when it was doing really well, and then this one where the market's doing really bad. Like, where is everybody? Where the hell is everybody? I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. But anyway, back to the giveaway, or the memes, I should say. There is so many just hilarious Mavryk memes, and they're Mavryk memes. So one thing I might do, honestly, I might spin up an app where it's just you click your phone and it just populates a new Mavryk meme, and you just sit there and just go through Mavryk memes all day. That might be something I do just because it's hilarious. I love it, and it's something I want on my phone.
It's funny. I always, back in the day when we were, when NFTs started to become a thing on Tezos. So I was working for the Tezos blockchain as the head of innovation for their Israeli office, and one of the things I wanted to do was to launch those meme generator platforms, like the websites where you can go there and they've got the templates. You can upload a template and put your memes in. So something I wanted to do was actually mint the meme, like create a marketplace, not more like a minter / marketplace where you can go and every meme that you create, you mint it as an NFT on chain. And I thought that would be really cool because you can actually like someone makes a meme, who like forget even like the value behind a meme, right? Who created that meme? Who gets the like the street cred for creating that meme? So that's something I always thought would be interesting. It'd be cool to do as like a fun side project for Mavryk, of like a meme maker on chain. I mean, our fees are going to be extremely low anyways, so it could be a very interesting thing to have. You're not spending like $100 to mint an NFT. It's spending like less than a penny or something. So, Sam, like side tangent on top of all the other extra work we got to do.
Yeah, I
Ideas?
already have it written down.
So just to let you guys know, that's completely possible. There's nothing stop. There's actually no technological barrier to making that happen at all. Especially because we just have the gen art scene, right? And that's exactly how it would work. As an artist, all of those projects you've ever seen, they all have individual layers and this and that, and that's how gen projects are made. So a meme gen project is absolutely possible. I've even tried it out in the past already. The technology's there. Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't think it should be so hard. I definitely know one of our smart contract devs, Tim, would probably actually love to do something like this. And to be fair, you could probably spool up something in like a couple days.
Oh,
So
I
it'd be
love the
interesting.
idea. I've done a couple projects, two specific projects that were generative memes, right? They weren't exactly super unique. Like one was, just teddy bears, and you had a different teddy bear, a different color background, and a different saying on top. That's it. And it was hilarious, actually. This was when the market first crashed years ago. So, like, one of them, my favorite one was I bought Tezos at $9. Like it's just things like that. Like, and I thought it was hilarious. Nobody bought it back then, but I thought it was hilarious. Gave me a good laugh.
Oh man, there's so many, so there's so many jokes I can make if Sam was not going to kill me for making them
Oh,
about that.
yeah. Don't no, but there
I'm
is
gonna
plenty of jokes to be made, for sure.
Theo,
Like, absolutely.
don't get me down this route of comedy. It can get very dark.
So I love that idea, and I think that's great. And I just want to use this opportunity to let everybody else down below know you can come up and talk to us and give us your ideas, or tell us that our ideas are trash. I'm down for that. You guys, if you have any questions regarding the giveaway, if you have any
Please
questions
start to
regarding
discourage
that,
their ideas, guys.
yeah,
To discourage their ideas. It'd be
so we
really
can write
helpful.
them down, launch them, not let them know. Yeah, like
We
no,
should
but
we
that
should
being
just do
said,
a
if you guys
DAO
want to.
vote, Theo. Theo. That's it. Sorry. Everybody feel free to come up, please. Actually, we welcome it. But we should do a DAO vote on like what dev work Sam is doing this week. We should like
that'd
get
be
like
hilarious.
it should be a thing, like a Sam token, and make like 100 tokens, and whoever has that token can like dictate like an hour of Sam's time per day of like what is he gonna do this week to spool up something on the chain. Sam, are you ready to become tokenized?
I get a 50% cut.
Of your own work?
Nope, of the transaction fees. There's a 50% tax on the transaction fees for the voting. I get that.
A tax on the transaction fees for the voting.
You said that rather fast, Sam. I feel like you've been thinking about this.
I've had it prepared.
I don't think he thought about how that would be executed though, because I'm not sure how that would work on the on the transaction fees would be like a penny for voting, if not
Not on the
anything.
transaction fees, on the voting power. Sorry.
Oh,
Hey,
what if you
man.
get 50%? Sam, we have to teach you about DAOs. If you have 50% of the voting power, then you can basically veto anything.
Banks only take a third of your penny, dude. But hey, that adds up, bro. Like people get dirty rich off of taking fractions of pennies.
Yeah,
Sam's
lots of
onto
pennies.
something. Is all I'm saying. Sam's onto something. Is all I'm saying.
Sam knows DAOs, and that's why he wants 50% of the voting power.
Yeah, and speaking of, not to jump off of DAOs, because we will be using the DAOs a lot, but for smaller things like Discord related things, like giveaways that are happening within the Discord and stuff, we do have a vote section. If you're in the Discord, you've probably seen it already, and we will be using that a little more in the future. Like we wanted to use it to like come up with space titles. Yeah, what should the next competition be? Just little things like that. One that might not necessitate an entire DAO. So keep an eye on that as well if you haven't gotten a chance to join the Discord. I definitely recommend it. So yeah, we got like about 20.
Sam's sitting here like awkwardly silent about like wanting to control the DAO, like his own DAO token.
I know he's gone off. He's gone. He's thinking about it.
I already know why. I don't trust you guys. You're gonna make me do some weird crap on weird developer crap during the day.
Yeah, it's a good call. It's a good call.
They're gonna imagine like getting people to do what they did with Doge. Like some dude had like birds and set up a live video stream, and every time you tipped in Doge, it like fed the birds. Can you imagine Sam gets stuck building a bird feeder, like a smart contract bird feeder.
Listen, you think
hard pass, guys?
You know how many people would buy that thing? You know how many people would buy that thing, especially in the like art community? They're all like that. All of them would kill at the chance to feed their birds with crypto. You joke, but I don't think that's a bad idea. I really don't think that's a bad idea at all.
We're gonna have to have like a Sam with parrot, and then get Crypt King to add a parrot to Sam's like PFP picture that he made him now.
Yeah, Crypt King. Oh man, I wonder where he's at. He's usually working on Mondays. He must be super busy with all his super fancy business loan stuff that he does in the real world. But yeah, that being said, we got about 20 minutes left of the space. Let's hop back on DAOs a little bit and just kind of. So we talked about DAOs. Are they real? We talked a little bit about like how Maven's different and what it's going to entail. Is there anything else that you guys would want to touch on regarding DAOs while we have everybody here today?
I just think like it's kind of like the point of blockchain in a way is to have this decentralized nature of things, and we've strayed from that in the pursuit of opportunity and like quick opportunity. So as time goes on, I think that DAOs might become a little bit more organized, more formal. We've built something very organized and more formal, so that's something that we're really excited to get out there. Especially, Theo, we'll probably have to put out like and this is like self accountability here. We should put out an announcement tweet about us migrating to our new home. So we'll discuss that after the Twitter space offline. Is excited to get Maven onto the testnet on its new home, integrate it with our go-to-market strategy, and then see it kind of go live. So DAOs it's going to be very interesting because we will be unleashing this decentralized banking system on the world that is self-upgradable. And so that's something that, A, I'm proud of, but B, we really haven't seen such a thorough DAO system released yet. So I'm excited.
I'm really excited too. So are there any risks or concerns with launching this robust of a system?
I mean, there's the same risks you can think about with any smart contract system that you put out there. Is you could just have you need to make sure that everything is audited, is secure, operates the way that you intended it to. That there's no I wouldn't say like back doors, but like just entry points or mechanisms for people to hack it in ways that you didn't intend. And for that reason, we're obviously getting an audit. But secondly, in case there is something wrong, we did build an emergency break glass that the DAO token holders can vote on. So if we know there's a problem, we can actually inform our community to vote and break the glass. And once it reaches a certain threshold, the glass will be broken, and it actually gives the break glass council, which at the start will be the dev team, essentially God mode access to the DAO. So we have this break glass mechanism that the community votes on to break decentralization, give the actual like God mode rights to a centralized team. It starts out as us, but it could be redone to another dev team as well. And then the team patches the bugs and then re-enables decentralization. It essentially like unbreak the glass and control goes back to the DAO. So there's we've taken into account a lot of elements of risk that we want to offset and mitigate.
The break glass is one of my favorite features about Maven, and one I think we should just talk about over and over and over again. I guess probably alongside being a DAO, right? And so I've never, again, I say this stuff as someone who's been in the, I try to express this to you guys, the listeners below. I've been in the blockchain space for at least 4 years, I've made a career out of it, right? That I don't even day trade. I'm not in the market at all, but I still have a career here. I'm still building here. I believe in the technology this much. I've never seen something this amazing. He said it, and it's like it's kind of eye opening. It stops the decentralization. As much as we love the decentralization, you need that emergency system. It's something that I think we need. I'm not going to get too far into this, but I think like even my country, the United States, could use something like this. It's an amazing opportunity because the way I talk about decentralization and the way I've always talked about decentralization, there's a saying out there that the chain is only as strong as its weakest link. When it comes to decentralization, it's kind of like the opposite. A chain is only as decentralized as its majority shareholder, right? You can decentralize it, you can open up to the public, but if someone comes through and buys everybody up or buys all the token up, or there's different ways to do this. In a capitalistic country, they buy other businesses, and those businesses own whatever, right? And that's how you get control of an entire decentralized ecosystem, and that happens. So to have an emergency break glass system that breaks that and is like, nope, this is not what we all agreed on as a community, that is amazing is the word, but it's such an overused word. Awe-inspiring, breathtaking. I love this technology.
Well, it essentially allows us to blend, like security with decentralization, where, we can choose to essentially, like, I don't know how to put this, but like abdicate decentralization and give up you've got and give up the power that comes with decentralization, because it also comes with its own forms of weakness. And then patch those areas of weakness where it comes up, and then give back the decentralization where needed. And so it's one of those things where, and you have this in like political science, where it's like, okay, democracy is really wonderful because you can have people vote on everything that you want, but sometimes having a benevolent dictator is actually, you can operate more efficiently because you don't need to go through democratic processes and voting and all these different elements of like whittling down. Like
Oh,
one
100.
person can make a decision. So it allows you to, having an emergency break glass in a DAO. Now, again, this is more for like, smart contract, if there's any bugs or, something that like is an emergency rather than, decision making. I mean, that could be what the community votes on. But the point being is like having this ability to go back and forth between like, hey, we're fully decentralized, but there's an emergency abort switch for patching a bug if we need be. And the devs don't have that. Like on every L2 that's out there today for Ethereum, they are all essentially centralized control. They allow you to trade, but they can like, really the dev teams can like pull the plug on them if they want to in a heartbeat. So rather than like doing that and just trusting that the devs don't do that, we can enforce that it's decentralized. And then when there's a problem, yeah, it'll take a little bit longer to patch. But the point being is like it's censorship resistant until we don't want it to be, and we want to go in there, patch a problem, and then give back to centralization.
So, all right, yeah, and here's the one maybe concern that people might raise, right, who are looking into this, and that is at the start, it's the dev team. So, how long will that be the case, and what will happen if it changes?
I mean, the DAO can decide that. The DAO can change that. We
All right,
built the
let's go.
DAO so that the DAO can change everything. But something else to keep in mind is this emergency break glass, the team has absolutely no control until the DAO votes to give the team control. And that it all occurs on chain. It is enforced on chain. So it's not like, oh, the dev team has a backdoor. No, it's not a backdoor. It's the DAO votes to give a team a backdoor. So it's very different than all these other blockchains where you think they're decentralized and they're really not. This is a blockchain that is this is a blockchain platform, a Dapp, that is decentralized and can choose to give controls to a team in the case of an emergency, which then abdicates those controls back. And there's a whole safety process. We built a front end. You can check all the different elements and entry points of each contract and whether they're live, frozen, or paused, all on the front end. As I said, we did the hard work of building a DAO. So if you go to mavenfinance.io, then go to the GhostNet Dapp, you can play with the entire DAO on chain on testnet.
Yeah, and I definitely recommend everybody does that. And it's a good point to just kind of clarify that everything we've talked about today, when it comes to the emergency break glass system, the DAO, this is all Maven. And you almost confused yourself, Alex, just saying it just now, right? This is all Maven. Maven is not a blockchain. It will exist on the Mavryk blockchain. It is a separate platform, but it's so just unique and robust that sometimes your brain gets a little confused. We haven't even gotten into the fact that there's satellites, which are much like validators who, operate the oracles and whatnot. So it is a very robust system, but it is not a blockchain. Remember that. Maven is a separate thing. Mavryk is the blockchain, and Maven will launch on Mavryk. And now whether Mavryk itself will have this stuff in its core code and governance, that's another question entirely, right?
No, completely not. Mavryk is a decentralized layer one blockchain, smart contract blockchain, whose entire purpose is to completely be censorship resistant. There is no emergency break glass. There is no backdoor. There's no mechanism for that to happen. But the Maven Finance as a Dapp platform on the chain, it's an application. Blockchain layer one blockchains are more like backend servers, and applications live on top of those servers. So in where we've seen, layer one blockchains is that it's very important that they become extremely secure, and that's why we're using functional programming for it. For the Maverick L1, for Maven Finance, it's a financial application on top of the blockchain. But as we've seen, is that the smart contracts that get deployed with these financials in every financial system, no one is God, and so we've seen lots of different problems on other blockchains when it comes to their smart contract security, and that's why again we've used functional programming in order to build Maven. But cognizant of the fact that we've seen so many problems in other blockchains and other blockchain like platforms, we've decided to give Maven an emergency break glass, and it's something that I think when you look at every single hack and every single Dapp that has been exploited, you would have wished it had something like this. And so again, like I said, we did the hard part. We did the full build out of building it the way it should be.
Let's go. So I hope you guys are all excited. And last question for the day, right, is when launch? We've been saying spring, but I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Spring's in like a week. So when launch, Alex?
Yeah. Essentially, so Maven is going to be launching on the Maverick blockchain. We're going to be migrating from the home where we are now, away from there, and migrating to the Maverick blockchain, because Maverick is got essentially the long term strategy of Maven is to become a lending and mortgage bank on tokenized real world assets. We didn't touch upon that today. We've talked about that plenty. But it's supposed to be a decentralized lending bank for real world assets. So that part of our transition is making sure that everything on the Maverick blockchain is essentially up and running. And right now, there's a lot of the back end stuff when it comes to block explorers and all that build out and whatnot. So as soon as Maverick launches its testnet, then we're going to be launching a new version of Maven Finance on the Maverick network. We will publish a roadmap soon down the line, especially when it comes to the incentives and community building endeavors where it's an incentivized kind of endeavor, rather than hey, it's on testnet, play with it, but there's no financial incentive. The point is to stress test the system, try it out, get paid for it, and build a community. Because at the end of the day, once this goes live, we don't control Maven.
Now, unique question. Will there be incentives outside of the testnet for the Maverick blockchain? Like, say, I don't know, on Twitter or social media platforms, other video platforms. Is there other incentives out there, or is it just going to be testnet incentives?
I mean, those testnet incentives move to mainnet profits, right? But those will leave for a Maverick Twitter space.
Let's go. All right, sounds good. Because we are on 4 minutes to the hour. So we've talked about a lot of cool stuff today, and we tried to stay on DAOs specifically. So hopefully, a lot of you learned about DAOs and learned some new stuff about DAOs and whatnot. Alex, did you have final thoughts before we close up the space?
No, I mean it's just when the market's not going so nuts over Solana meme coins, we should probably also get more in depth on different elements of the Maven Finance DAO and invite some of our other community members who are more familiar with it. Like invite them ahead of time. We should do like a guest speaker list. Sam, I'm actually thinking like we should definitely get Kirk onto a Maven or Maverick space. But to talk about the different elements of the DAO and also different people that helped us contribute to the build out of Maven over over the time that it took us to build it. It's been a long time building, and a lot of people are like, okay, well, like, what are you doing? It's just lending, and they didn't really dive into the depths of what a robust system we've built in terms of building a bank. So when you build a bank from scratch in functional programming, it's quite a process. And we should get some of those people on the line to actually discuss those things with us and invite them up here. There's been a lot of supporters along the way, so we'll have to do that too. We'll set up some ideas on like who to bring on.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. And just to clarify and touch on what you said earlier. So yeah, this Maven Monday, there's a lot to Maven as a application, as a platform, as a DeFi ecosystem in itself, independent of Mavryk. So I don't know if you guys have seen, if you guys got the chance to listen to it this Saturday, we had our first official episode of Real World Alpha, which will be our Saturday Maverick Space. The Maverick Network will be hosting that every Saturday, and that will kind of a lot of the RWA conversation. A lot of you who've joined us and who have been listening to a lot of these spaces, Maven or Maverick, I've been talking about RWAs a lot, and we will continue to do that, and we're going to continue to dive into it heavily on Saturday, Real World Alpha. But Maven has so much more to it, and as much as I love RWAs, yeah, we lending, the satellites, the oracles. There's so much cool stuff to talk about, and having guests, people on who have used this stuff already, would be such a great addition to talking about this technology. So I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Sam, did you have any final thoughts before we close the space?
I don't know, just all this talk about DAOs has gotten me thinking about the current one of the DAOs that how MakerDAO runs, and I just started to peruse it a bit during this space. It's very interesting. We actually we kind of looked to MakerDAO when we as one part of the inspiration for building Maven, and then it just kind of ballooned from there. But I don't know, thank you all for coming, guys. It was great having you all here.
Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you to everybody listening to the recording. I know we have a lot of people that are listening to the recording, and I really appreciate that. And hopefully the timestamps help. We will, continue to post timestamps. Maven Monday will continue to be uploaded to YouTube and on X, and in long form and clip formats. We'll probably start doing something similar with Maverick soon. We're taking it one step at a time. So definitely check out what we have available now. Keep supporting us in the way that you guys are doing. We really appreciate it. And check out the giveaways, right? These giveaways, these competitions that we're holding. This is the best way we can really thank you guys and really highlight you guys and everything that you do, right? So check out the giveaway, join our Discord, and we will see you next Monday. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye now.
Thank you all for coming, guys.
I